A man, testosterone, which means that macho stupidity is my birthright. You guys are looking at an absolute idiot right now. And this isn't anything new. I remember when I was 14 years old, I had just become a high school freshman, and my girlfriend at the time, Michelle, she was a grade behind me, so she was still at the middle school in 8th grade. Andrew Jackson, Suitland, Maryland, not too far from here. That's right. So we're on the phone one day, and Michelle's telling me that some guy at school had been messing with her, like pulling on her hair, calling her names, touching her food, things like that. And so, hashtag toxic masculinity. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Nobody messes with my girl, right? And so I'm like, you know what, Michelle? I'm coming down to the school tomorrow. And she's like, no, Chris, don't do this. It's not. Hey, Big Daddy's coming down. Nobody called me Big Daddy. Nobody. But I'm telling her, look, I'm coming down there. People need to know I'm a high schooler now. I got peach fuzz going on. I'm basically a driver's license away from being a full-grown man at this point. So the very next day, I come down to the school, and it's the end of the day, so the students are being let out, and I'm walking in, and a lot of students are remembering me from last year. They're like, hey, Chris, how's it going? Not right now. I'm here to whoop somebody's ass, all right? This is freshman shit. You wouldn't understand. So I finally see Michelle, and I walk up to her, I give her a hug, and I get right to it. Where is he? Chris, please, this is not worth it. Where is he? She points over, and I look, and I see a bunch of, middle schoolers standing there with their teacher. And so right there, I'm like, oh, man, it's not going to be a fight. They're there with their teacher. But I can still intimidate them, let him know he picked the wrong girl to mess with. So I walk over with Michelle, and I go over there, and I'm like, point him out. And Michelle points to the teacher, who was not a teacher. He was a huge student. And this guy was enormous. He had a full mustache, not just peach fuzz. And he had muscles. Mine hadn't come in yet. So I'm standing there and I'm looking at Michelle. I'm like, where was the scouting report on this guy? You could have at least told me that he was a super villain. Like, what? And in my head, I'm like, you know what? You may just have to transfer. There are several schools in the area, strong curriculum. You don't have to go to Andrew Jackson. But again, toxic masculinity, I was already there. I had to do something about it. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what's the most intimidating thing that I can do? And I've seen on movies, right, where someone gives like a sinister smile before they say some intimidating shit. And I've always liked that. So I go, hey, you messing with my girl? And he turns to me, and what he said, I was not prepared for. It sends chills through me to this day. He turns and he goes, you better wipe that fucking smile off your face. I'm like, whoa, what in the violent escalation is going on around here? And furthermore, where's the security in this institution? Kids are supposed to feel safe when they come to learn, and this is uncalled for. I did not want to fight this guy, and I think he could sense I wanted no parts of him. And he also had me at a disadvantage because, and let me explain, if I had kept smiling, then I would just look like an absolute idiot. And if I stopped smiling, then I was doing exactly what he told me to do. And so I was stuck in this weird, awkward frown, smile kind of thing. I couldn't find the middle. I didn't know what to do with my face. And he looks me up and down, and he just turns his back and starts holding court again with his friends. And in that moment, I realized that he was their king. That was his position with them. And so I'm embarrassed as hell, but I'm trying to, preserve a little bit of pride. So I look over at Michelle and I'm like, you good? I didn't want you to have to see that, but that's how I do. And she's so embarrassed, like there's like no eye contact. She's just, looking away. And I remember turning and just kind of backing away, and I just walked away. And that was the last I'd ever seen of Michelle. We immediately stopped dating. It was an uncoupling, as it were. Yeah. However, I will say this. Despite all the embarrassment, there was one lesson I did learn from that. A great lesson that I'll actually teach to my unborn son. And that is never, and I mean never, date a girl who doesn't accurately describe the guy you're supposed to fight, because you will regret it the morning after.